Y'all know what time it is. Hey, it's been a great new moon day. I wanted to come in here earlier, but man, I was really enjoying new moon day with my family. But I just had to talk about the power of new moon day. I couldn't let this go by. I could not go to sleep tonight without talking to y'all about the power of new moon day. So I just want y'all to know that this is such an important topic. It's really going to establish a lot of things. Really going to establish a lot of things because most people are not aware because it's been hidden and buried and you've been Greeked up like I was forever. And then Yahuwah said, come out of her, my people. And then we go in. So we going in with some blackberry juice tonight. And by the way, Lena's going to be dropping a video in the Telegram channel telling y'all about how she makes this delicious homemade blackberry juice that y'all going to want to get in on. So put your seatbelts on. Let me make sure I'm dialed in. Y'all give me a second. I got to get everything dialed in. Y'all know what to do. Smash up the like, smash up the like, smash the like button. Hit the share button. Share it with 3 other people. Are you a disciple? Are you disciplined to go forth and make disciples out of all nations? It's because of you all that we went to all these different countries and these different states so fast. It's because of you as the family, as the team of Yahuwah. You're the reason we done this. This is like unbelievable. Let's do a roll call. We ain't done a roll call in a while. Let's talk about these countries in the past 2 weeks. Remember, it's like a week ago, we were saying a week. So like in the past 2 weeks, we've had people say, I love Yahuwah. Y'all should go ahead and represent again, as a matter of fact. Put it where everybody can see it. Tell everybody your name, where you're from, and that you love Yahuwah while I'm doing the roll call. And if I don't say your state or your country, let me know. But we've had people on these live streams, and you can go back and look in the comments, that from Australia that said, I love Yahuwah. Bahamas, Barbados, Belfast, Belgium, Canada, Colombia, Denmark, Dominica, England, Eswatini, Ethiopia, Fiji, Germany, Grenada, Hungary, India, Ireland, Italy, Jamaica, Japan, Kenya. I got to take a deep breath in so many countries saying I love Yahuwah now. Macedonia, Madagascar, Maralika, an island of Bucas Grande, in Socorro, Mexico is one of the countries. We've got people in saying, I love Yahuwah. New Zealand, Nigeria, Northern Ireland, Norway, Pakistan, Papua New Guinea, Philippines, Portugal, Scotland, Seychelles, South Africa, Suriname. These are all countries. The Netherlands, Trinidad and Tobago, Uganda, Wales, and Zambia. Did I miss your country? Because I'm getting ready to say your state. Woo! Come on. Let me check and see. Did I miss your country? I want to make sure I didn't miss your country. We want to know. We want to know. We want to know. When I say we, I come in the name of Yahuwah, but how about Bashem Yahuwah? Me and the messengers. And all of the heavens wants to know, do you love Yahuwah? We all want to know. The person next to you online, they want to know, do you love Yahuwah? Are you perpetrating? Are you in it just for a little bit of a kick and a little bit of a ride? Are you like, I am your disciple. I'm going into eternity. I've got enough cognizant about me. I'm watching about 150,000 people die every day. Did y'all know that? Approximately 150,000 people die every day. Every day. I got to put that, Lena, get the team. We got to put that counter back up on Promote the Truth. We used to have a counter that was spinning, showing 150,000 people dying every single day. Acting as if eternity is not coming. If you live to your fullness, which should be 120 years of age, compare that to eternity. If you died at the average of 75, which is cutting you short now, compare that to eternity. People are acting like eternity is not coming. You see, I want to have a good time. I want to have fun. I want to enjoy the wife of my youth and my children. I want to enjoy the beauty of this world. I want to, and I do. Not only do I want to, I do because I'm obedient, and Yahuwah promised me that if I'm obedient, I can enjoy it here. The right way, not the wrong way that leads to death, not the wrong way that leads to depression, anxiety, heart attacks. Not that way. I'm talking about having fullness of fun now. And then step into eternity and really have that complete joy forever. It don't ever stop. Now we step into Yahuwah's reign. Yahuwah don't live in time, by the way. Yahuwah doesn't live in time. He lives in eternity. He created time for human beings to fulfill their purpose. Did you know that's why time is created? Maybe you didn't know. Maybe you didn't understand what's going on with this thing called time. That's why the power of the new moon is so important, because it snaps your brain. And it makes you understand time and how it's kept is important, because you've been created. You was formulated in your mother's womb to do a specific purpose. And I've talked about this on a video years ago. I've talked about it. I talked about the 3 W's that are in the heavens. Now, there's no Hebrew. There's no W's in the Hebrew, right? But for me to get you to understand this in the English, I'm going to tell you about these 3 W's real quick. And then I'm going to go into the power of new moon so that you understand time and how to make sure you're maximizing your time so that you get to have all eternity as well. Put your seatbelts on. Let's talk about these 3 W's that were in the heavens before the foundations of this world, before the earth was created. There was 3 W's in the heavens. Now, I just studied this. I'm talking about now for over 30 years. I studied this particular subject. Over 30 years about these 3 W's in the heaven. You see, before the world was created, some of y'all might run down the street after y'all get this revelation, because most of y'all haven't watched that video. Most of y'all had to tell them, Donna, hit the like button, hit the share button, because you're going to save some lives. Every time you come in here in these live sessions, this is life-saving time. This is soul-saving time. This is getting people into eternity time. That's why the power of the new moon is so critical. Some of y'all going to be going nuts when y'all hear this message. You might run down the street. Y'all might be hollering in your apartment or your house or your cabin or your camper. Some of y'all, when you realize what I'm about to tell you, I don't even know how you can contain yourself. Before the earth was created, I done studied this, and I can prove it in Scripture. There was what was called these 3 W's in heaven. Now, again, I can give you the Hebrew, but I want you to understand. I'm talking to English here. I'm going to give you the Hebrew. I'm going to give you the English, but I can also give you the Hebrew, which I'll do in another video. Watch this. You ready, Amber? You about to run? The first W I'm going to talk to you about is the worder. The worder. I'm going to put it. The worder. The worder. Right? In the beginning was the word. We still say the word. In the beginning was the word, right? In the beginning was the word. I almost don't even know what y'all going to do with this message. I almost don't know what y'all going to do. This is so hot already. I didn't even know Yahuwah was going to give me this one to go with the new moon. Yahuwah, you giving me this to go with the new moon? This is going to be blazing. There's the worder. And anytime Yahuwah wanted an important word to go throughout the universe, the universes, he would summons the arch messenger, sign named Archangel Gabriel. Gabriel, aka Gabriel. And Gabriel was over 1/3 of the messengers, sign named angels. And this is a fact to this day. 1/3 of the messengers, of all of Yahuwah's messengers, Gabriel is over 1/3. He's the chief messenger of the word. And if you go and you watch in scripture, every time there's a critical, like major message that comes through one of the messengers, you're going to see if it's critical, it's Gabriel that shows up and gives that message. Every time, if it's critical, he's the one that shows up. Every time. Go study scriptures from front to back. You're going to see the art messenger, the head messenger, Gabriel, steps up, brings that word. That's the first W. The second W that was in the heavens before the earth was created was the arch messenger, sign named angel, Michael. So Michael or Michael. Now Michael is bad to the bone because he is, as I put in the chat, the warrior. And anytime there had to be a war fought throughout the universe, throughout the heavens, Yahuwah would summon Michael. And if you see Michael or Michael show up, you're in trouble if you're on the other side. He never has lost, ever. Never has lost. If he shows up, if it's like a big time battle, you can know Michael has showed up on the scene and it's over. And he's in charge of 1/3 of the messengers to this day. To this day, he's in charge of 1/3 of the messengers. Now you got to understand, that was 100% of the messengers. 3/3 makes 100, right? 1/3, 1/3, and 1/3 makes 100. So you got the warrior. And if you go in scriptures from front to back, whenever you see a war that has engaged a messenger, and if it was a critical war, see, there's sometimes Yahuwah's going to send he ain't going to send Michael. But if it's a big time war, he's going to show up. And that battle is done. That's why Yahuwah said, don't worry about it, because I'm going before you. And listen what he says. And I will send my messenger. Look in the scripture. He said, I will send my messenger. When he says my messenger, sometimes he'll say, I will send the messengers or some messengers. But if he says, I will send my messenger, that's Michael. And somebody's tail is about to get whooped. Bam, lights out. Second W. So you got the worder, you got the warrior. All right, everybody. I get some blackberry juice for this. Everybody put your seatbelt on. Because the third W is really, really, really critical. It's sensitive, it's potent, and it's amazing when you realize the fullness of this third W. Now, all right, here we go. The third W was the worshiper. Put that in there. So the worshiper. Hope I'm spelling that right. Might be 2 P's. Y'all put it in there right. I might not have it right. The worshiper. The third W was the worshiper. And anytime Yahuwah wanted some beautiful worship, some beautiful music. Yahuwah loves music, and I'm going to prove it. Anytime he wanted some beautiful music played, he would call the arch messenger, who? Lucifer. 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 And Lucifer was known as the most beautiful messenger. And Lucifer would strum That music, and it so pleased Yahuwah. And then and it was so off the hook, and Yahuwah loved it so much that Lucifer was like, you know what? I'm so good at this. I could probably even be the Most High. Because I see that the Most High loves this so much. I could probably be him. Because everybody's amazed by my beauty and what I do and how I do it. Now, it don't matter where you're at on this earth. I want you to think about this. This point I'm about to make. And before I make this point, I'm going to go to the scriptures, and it says, and I saw Lucifer cast out of the heavens like a bolt of lightning. I saw him cast out like a bolt of lightning, along with how many messengers? A third of the messengers. A third of the messengers Lucifer was in charge of for worship. Imagine that band. Imagine the sounds they can make. Imagine the different genres they can pull out of music for Yahuwah. But now, if the warder is still in the heavens, if the warrior is still in the heavens, what's missing from the heavens? Put it in the chat. Y'all tell me which one of these W's is missing in the heavens. So if the warder's there, is still there, and the warrior is still there, which of the W's is missing in the heavens now? Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. Yeah, put it in the chat. Come on. Y'all got it? Y'all got it? Y'all getting it? Yeah, get it. The worshiper. Y'all ready for this? Are y'all ready for this? Thus, Yahuwah created man and woman to do what? Why do you think you're created? If there's a W missing in the heavens, and it's the worshiper W, why do you think you and I are created knowing this information? Now you've got information being exposed to you most of you never even thought about before. We were created, as my brother Joe said, right? My man Blake said, Donna said, Amber said, William said. Come on, y'all tell us, what is your number one purpose in this world? If what I told you is true, what's your number one purpose? Adina said it. Elise, you got to retract that one. Come on, what's your number one? Y'all got to figure it out quick. Elise said, Lisa was typing so fast. I see you, sis. Worship him, Weldon said. To worship Yahuwah, Sophia said. Megan said, to worship him. Y'all better go look in the mirror tonight before you go to bed and say, I'm that third W. I'm the third W. It's me. Look at what, to replace Lucifer. Why do you think Lucifer hates you so much? Why do you think he's at rage with us and he hates us so much? And it calls him the what? The accuser. Lucifer, he's the accuser. Who's he accusing? What did he do with you, Job? He continually is accusing us. Now you think I'm playing with this? If y'all think this is a joke, you got to come down to the basics and ask yourself, why is it that every human being, no matter what language, no matter what race, no matter what denominations or backgrounds or creeds, no matter male, female, everybody loves music? True or false? Everybody loves music, some type of music. Everybody. There's nobody that don't like some type of music. Why is it that everybody loves some type of music? Because Yahuwah said, let us create man and woman in our image. Let us create them in our image. You see what Yahuwah showed me years ago? He showed me this 30 years ago before I even knew his name. Everybody, they can't even figure it out. And music, we can remember it. Imagine if we could remember our lessons in school the way we know our songs. I can start humming some tunes right now, and everybody would know those tunes that quick. You want to know why? Because you are that W. It's in you. It's in me. We can't get it out because Yahuwah wants us to worship him. And he said, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to replace this W that was there, Lucifer. I'm going to replace them with human beings. And I'm going to give these human beings everything they could ever want. They're not going to want for nothing. And because I do this for them, and I take care of them meticulously to the unbelievable end, they're going to want to worship me. But y'all got to understand that Yahuwah is pure love. You got to understand that Yahuwah is pure, pure love. And the purest form of love is choice. And Lucifer accused us, the new W's, and he accused Yahuwah. He said, they only worship you because you give them everything. This is what went down. He goes, if you let me tempt them, they will not worship you in the way you want to be worshiped. Y'all see the line coming down tonight or today? You see the line being drawn? And Yahuwah so loves us. He says, have at it. See, most of y'all, when you're getting tempted and when you're going through tough times, you think that's abnormal. No, that's Yahuwah saying, I love you. What you gonna choose? This information for most of y'all is gonna help you forever, for the rest of your days and into eternity. This is really gonna give you a better grip on dealing with temptation and struggle, because you know you got an accuser that goes to and fro on this planet. You know you got an accuser. That's right, Christoph knows this is high level. This ain't no milk training tonight. This is meat. You understand? Yahuwah loves you to the max. He loves me to the max, and his ultimate love is choice. And he's telling us, I will give you everything you want and desire, because I want you to worship me. I want you to be so happy with me as your father and your provider. But I can't take away choice from you because I love you that much. And this is the great eternal dividing line that I'm talking to you about. This is the great one. So what I want y'all to do is I want y'all to make a decision Are you going to step into being that true worshiper of Yahuwah? Because when Yahuwah threw that W out of the heavens, the worshiper out, that made him have to come up with a solution for that W, the worshipers. And we are that solution. So he created time. He created time for us to fulfill our test of who passes to get in as that W. Who's passing that test? Are y'all going to pass the test? Y'all following me? So now you understand that time is critical to make sure you got your W in check, your worshiping mode to be approved unto Yahuwah. Those that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. And the only way you can properly worship him in spirit and truth, you got to have the real word. There's another, hey, back to that worder part, right? It's another angle. Back to that word. For the word of Yahuwah is sharper than any double-edged sword. Y'all reading it, for those of y'all that got the Abarim, all those 13 chapters that we laid out in the Truth Scriptures digital collection. I mean, y'all getting in there. You see it in chapter 4, verse 12. That word is sharper than any double-edged sword. So you see the W's coming together. The worder carries the word. Don't make no mistake about this. Do y'all know who was carrying out a lot of those words to Masha when he was on that mount with Yahuwah? That's Gabriel, making sure he got these words that executed the way Yahuwah wants them. Y'all paying attention? The word is critical because the word will determine if you get labeled as the worshiper of Yahuwah. In order, now y'all got to watch me put this together. The worder speaks to you from on high and says, I delivered the word to Masha and to the prophets. The word was delivered to Masha and the prophets. That's why Yahusha says, listen to Masha and the prophets, for they have the keys to life. It's the word. Now, and if you don't have the right word, you're not going to become stamped as the worshiper. Y'all understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? That's why I don't play with the word. That's why when I kept reading the discrepancies and all the conflicts in the word and the contradictions in what they were telling me was the word and old King James and NIV and all that, I said, this word has been tampered with. This word is trying to be like Lucifer. And it's trying to replace Yahuwah's word. Replace Yahuwah himself. Went in there and put Baal and God and Lord in there. Y'all see where we're going? So in order to become the worshiper, you got to have the right word. Oh, so that middle W comes into play. That means you're going to have to be a warrior for Yahuwah. Oh, the arch messenger Michael speaks to you tonight. It says, are you going to go to war for the word? Because you can't worship me in spirit and what? In truth if you don't have the truth. The truth would not be in you. How can the truth be in you if you don't got the right word? That's why we started out with that first W, the word. Now, to put this together, we got to deal with time. And that's why, who got that word? Masha got the word. And Masha told us in Shamut, chapter 12, verse 1 and 2, this is how you keep time so that you know how to fulfill your purpose. And in order to get this right, you're going to have to be a warrior for this. And don't let anybody trick you with vain philosophies. Y'all see me? I'm in the spirit right now. I'm going to click and go to the Truth Scriptures because we've already translated Shemut, the entire book. I'm in chapter 12, verse 1. Yahuwah told Masha and Aaron while they were in the land of Masri, Egypt, saying, this new moon shall mark the beginning of months for you. It shall be the first month of the year for you. Period. Point blank time. Now, why do y'all think? See, I gave y'all Yahuwah. I didn't even know he's bringing me here. I didn't know Yahuwah was bringing me here. Yahuwah said, in order for them to understand the incredible purpose of my new moons, in order for them to get it, make them understand why I created time in the first place. I didn't know that was coming. Y'all was here with me. I had no idea that Yahuwah was going to bring us in here. And Yahuwah said, tell them why I created time in the first place. It was for us to fulfill purpose. And so why do you think in Daniel, chapter 7, man, I'm telling you, I'm tore up already. I might not make it through this one. Yahuwah, you get me tore up all the time. Come on. Let's go to Daniel chapter 7, verse 25, and understand what's going on here, because I'm going to tell y'all Lucifer, Satan's real name, soon. He knows I know his real name. Hardly anybody knows his real name. I see y'all putting different things. I know his real name. He don't want you to know his name, but I'm going to teach y'all his name. And that's going to be able to tell you to say his name, get thee behind me. Get ready. That's some big meat. All right. Now watch this. I'm going over to Daniel. And I'm all in the spirit, y'all. Y'all bear with me. I'm way up in the spirit right now. Chapter 7, verse 25. And it, the beast power. And make no mistake about this. This is Satan. It's Lucifer. And I'll tell you his real name soon. It speaks words against the Most High, just like he did in the beginning. And it wears out the set apart ones of the Most High. Why? It hates that we're the worshipers. We are the proposed worshipers. Nope, Rush. Nope. Look, we're the proposed. See, it goes to try to wear out means persecute. Listen, and it intends to change appointed times and laws. Do y'all understand? You were created to fulfill purpose. And in order to fulfill purpose, Yahuwah gave you a certain amount of time. He did it to say, are they going to be my worshipers or not? Because I got to get this W back with me. Period. It's going to happen. There's not going to remain a missing W in the heavens. It's not going to happen. It's either going to be us or somebody else. I'm in at 144. I'll be right up in the front row. When we get in there, y'all will see me in the front row, chilling. I don't care what goes on, man. I got to be there. That's my number one goal. And it's telling us that Lucifer, it intends, and that means it's intentional that he's going to do everything in his power, the beast power, to change time, to make you not understand time, to make you not respect time, Because if he can get you all confused on time, you will not fulfill your purpose. And that's what's happening. Y'all see it every day. People are in la land. People, why do you think all this fake pagan holidays and these big time sporting events, all these stadiums and all this stuff is created to keep you in la land? You see people go to sporting events, they paint their face, they're screaming it, like everything in their life is on it, and they don't get paid a dime for those teams on the field. That's so that they will keep wasting their time. So they won't fulfill their purpose. But what happens is when you come into this truth that I'm teaching you now, you're going to understand time. And the setting point, listen to what I'm going to tell you. We can't go to the left or to the right. This is 144 or not. The setting point for time is the new moon. Period. That's what sets the time, is the new moon. That's its core purpose, is to set the time right. So that's why it says, Truth Scriptures, I'm going to read it again. And Yahuwah, chapter 12. This is Shemut, Exodus, chapter 12, verses 1 and 2. Yahuwah told Moshe and Aaron, while they were in the land of Masha, so before they left out of there, Yahuwah said, now I'm going to take you out of here. But I'm telling you, when you get out of here, it's important that you stay on point. He says, while they were in the land of Masha, saying, this new moon, he said, so this upcoming new moon shall mark the beginning of months for you, and it shall be the first month of the year for you. See, because they have forgot how to keep track of time. That's why. They forgot how to keep track of time. So they could not fulfill their purpose. It was impossible for them to be that W, the worshiper, because Yahuwah says, these are my appointed. You know what appointed means? It's got to be on these points in order to properly worship me. These are my appointed times, and it includes the Shabbat. That's why today was so critical. Listen to this. It was the setting of the 11th month on the real calendar today. The real 11th month was started today. One on the pagan calendar, January 12th, 2024. They call it the first month, changing times. Satan's whole crew calls it the first month of the year, in the dead of winter. Changing times, changing laws. Appointed times is laws. The fourth one says the Shabbat. That's changing laws, changing time. So you will not fulfill your purpose. You can't worship Yahuwah and break his commandments. Are y'all reading? Put it in the chat. Who in here has got access to the entire book of Abarim now that we just translated from the Truth Scriptures? If you are package qualified, right? If you're package qualified, some people are going to ask me that and put up on the screen. If you're at tsnt.org and you're at least bronze package qualified, you should have received an email that gave you complete access to the entire 13 chapters, real for the first time since the original languages were written. It's the most accurate, real translation of Hebrews, Abarim, that's ever been on the earth since the originals. Who's got access to it? If you don't, I'm telling you, you got to go hustle. Now, I'm going to give you a direct site. If you go to Truth Scriptures.info, you can get, there you go, truthscriptures.info. If you're not package qualified, that will tell you how to get access. And if I was you, I'd get the power study guide and the power tools. Everybody that's bronze package qualified or higher, guess what? You got the power tools. Now, y'all wait till y'all see the video I'm going to put it in tomorrow. I'm going to do a video And I'm going to start hitting each one of those chapters. I'm going to break each chapter down. About a 15, 20-minute video. Y'all see how I'm breaking this down now? I'm going to break it down. If you didn't get one, send an email. info@promotethetruth.com. Simple. Within 24 hours, you get your access. So if you didn't get it, send an email to info@promotethetruth.com. There it is. Lena just put it in. But that's only if you're a package qualifier. If not, if you don't want to do the package qualifications, no problem. We made it very simple, inexpensive for you to get access to it. Now watch. You're getting this real word. Why is this critical? The new moon sets time. Now, how critical is this that it sets time? Because you can't observe the commandments. Don't you know that the devil, Satan, his whole goal is to keep on accusing and distracting you so that you run out of what? Time. It's appointed once for a person to die, then judgment. That means you only got so much time before you die in this body. And again, if you haven't received access, send an email. You'll get it. You got to be package qualified. Now, how important is this new moon issue? Well, we just read in Shemot, Exodus 12, 1 and 2. Critical, right? We just read it. Now, y'all watch this. In the scriptures, this is what's going to trip most people out. In the scriptures, new moon is mentioned over 450 times. Did y'all know that? New moon is mentioned over 450 times. Now, as a matter of fact, they taught over and over about the new moon as a time. Now, a new moon equals a month. That's where the word month comes from. Month. See, month, moon, month. You get it? A month. So the word month comes out of the new moon because a moon is a month. Sherry's going, wow. Now watch. I'm going to read y'all some scriptures. I'm going to try to read about 20. Just going to read the first part of it. And y'all tell me. Because this is how the real scriptures talk. They don't even ever say the word, but every now and then, month. They always say new moon because they know that equals a month. You notice in Bereshit 7:11, it says in the 600th year of Nahas, that's Noah's life, in the second new moon, on the 17th day of the new moon. Look how it talked about that. Bereshit 8:4, Genesis 8:4. And in the seventh new moon, on the 17th day of the new moon, the ark rested on the mountains. You see how they're talking about this? It's over and over and over. Bereshit 8:13. And it came to be in the 601st year, in the first new moon, on the first day of the new moon. You see how it's talking? Now watch this. I'm going to go down to, see, Numbers, Bamidbar is critical because we know Numbers is dealing a lot with time. Dealing a lot with time. Watch this. Watch this. Numbers 3:40. Bamidbar 3, chapter 3, verse 40. All the registered one of the Lewites, right? Or the Levites, whom Moshe and Aaron registered at from the command of Yahuwah by their tribes, all the males were from one new moon old and above. Did y'all hear what I just said? When they went to register all the people, They registered all the males, starting with all the males from 1 new moon old. They said 1 new moon old, not 1 month old. It said from 1 new moon old and above. And there were 22,000. That's amazing. No, I'm sorry. That's in the previous voice. New moon and above, and take the number of their names. All right. And it says all the males from a new moon above. Yeah, it was 22,000. Now watch this. Numbers 3:43. And all the firstborn males by the number of their names from 1 new moon old and above, they registered their names for 22,273. It's over and over, 450 times. So they performed the Passah on the 14th day of the first new moon. Why does it keep saying new moon, new moon, new moon, new moon, new moon? Why does it keep saying it over and over and over and over, 450 sometimes? Watch this. Bamidbar, Numbers 9:22. Whether it be 2 days or a new moon or a year, that cloud lingered above the dwelling place to dwell upon it, and the children camped and did not depart. But when it was taken up, they departed. Then notice it said, whether it be 2 days, but if it went to talk about a month, what do they call a month, family? A new moon. It said, whether it be 2 days or a new moon or a year, the cloud lingered above the dwelling place. I don't know if y'all understanding what's coming on, what's happening here. I'm just scrolling, man. It's ridiculous. Look. Deuteronomy 16:1. Guard the new moon of Abib and perform the Passah, that's the Passover, to Yahuwah, your Eluah. For in the new moon of Abib, Yahuwah, your Eluah, brought you out of Mitzrayim by night. Did y'all hear what he said? Did y'all hear what Masha told you and I? He said, guard the new moon of Abib. That's how serious this is. So when New Moon Day comes around, I'm not playing. As for me and my house, we're going to follow Yahuwah, and we're going to do what Yahusha HaMashiach said when he was on this earth. He said, listen to Masha and the prophets. And everybody thought this new moon stuff, these moon, and people be making fun of it. And I'm like, all of y'all going into fire. Because Yahuwah, we're looking at the real scriptures. Not King James and all of the Greek stuff and all of the Jewish Yahudim. I should say let me get this right. I want to say this right. The Talmud Yahudim stuff. First Shamuel 20:18. See, Jonathan said to him, tomorrow is the new moon, and you shall be missed, because your seat shall be empty. Well, what was he saying to David? They're like, look, you want to know why? They have feast. It's a celebration on the new moon. And David hid in the field, and when the new moon came, the sovereign sat down by the food to eat. See, this is serious. I wonder if y'all taking this serious enough. Yahuwah wants me to ask you, my spirit. In Shalimah, first Malachim, Kings, first Malachim, Kings 4:7. And Shalimah had 12 governors over Israel, who provided food for the sovereign and his household. Each one made provision for 1 new moon of the year. Why do they keep saying this new moon stuff over and over? See, because you know what? There's power in the new moon. Am I making my point? It's how they kept time. First Malachi 6:38. And in the 11th year, people say, well, how do you say it? If I don't say January, February, March, April, May, look how they talked. Here's how they kept time. In the 11th year, in the new moon of Bull, the 8th new moon of the year, the house was completed. See how they're talking? See how they're talking? And he said in 2nd Malachi Kings 4:23, and he said, why are you going to him today? It is not a new moon or a Sabbath, Shabbat. You see? They're critical. I mean, it goes on and on and on and on. I just wanted to bring y'all's attention to the new moon. And I'm gonna conclude with this. I'm telling you, I got 450 plus verses of this. This is how I'm telling you right now. It goes on and on. But I'm gonna conclude with this. Yeshayahu 66. Let's go to verse 22. Yeshayahu, Isaiah 66:22. And let's complete it to 24. For as the new heavens and the new earth that I will make stand before me, declares Yahuwah, so that your seed in your name shall stand. What that means is your seed and your name will not be in the book of life if you don't understand what he's about to say. That's what this means. He goes, as the new heavens and the new earth that I make stand before me, declares Yahuwah, so that your seed and your name stand, it shall be that from one new moon to the next new moon, and from one Sabbath to the next Sabbath, all flesh shall come and worship before me, declares. That means it's like stamped, declares Yahuwah. And they shall go forth, those that obey me, and look upon the corpses of the people who have transgressed against me. For their worm shall never die, and their fire will not be quenched, and they shall be repulsive to all flesh. Separation. Some people get burnt up, some people going into eternity to live it up. But he said beforehand, this is what's going to happen. There's going to be new moon to new moon. And there's going to be Sabbath, Shabbat to Sabbath, Shabbat. It's going to happen. So if you don't understand the power of the new moon, after what I shared with y'all tonight, I don't know what else to tell you. Because the new moon establishes time. And you're supposed to be the worshiper. And in order to worship Yahuwah, you got to know your purpose. And that's why time was created. And so if you're not working your purpose, that's because you don't understand time. And the reason you don't understand time is because Satan has fooled you. He's taken away your gift. And you got an opportunity tonight to repent. If you have not been taken, some of y'all went out today and you spent money on the new moon. Yahuwah is not pleased with you. Some of y'all went out and did your jobs regular today on the new moon. He's not pleased with you. You better repent. A new moon is just like a Sabbath, except you can cook and you can do fun activities. But you cannot conduct any commerce. You see it in Scripture. They were used to complain because they couldn't go into the gates to conduct business, to buy and sell on New Moon Day and the Sabbath. You got to make your mind up. If you don't start taking New Moon serious, you're not going to be taken serious, and you're going to be one of these corpses that your worm never dies. So Yahuwah is calling us to teach you the truth of the scriptures, because your pastor out there that used to be, they're not going to tell you the truth because they have an assignment from their daddy, the evil one. Satan, to keep you from being a true worshiper. I saw a video today with a stadium packed full of 55,000, quote, Christians listening to, quote, worship music. They were all worshiping. Ooh, they were worshiping, right? And none of them give a damn about New Moon Day and the Shabbat and the Ten Commandments. 55,000 of them. You mean it? That was just one, and they do it over and over. I used to go to some of those concerts. And guess what? Most of those people weren't warm. They didn't really talk to you. They were in their little rain, and everybody jumping up and down. It was fake as all get out. It's fake. It's to fool you. So I'm ready if you're ready. So what I want everybody to do, y'all got to get studied to show yourself approved. You got to get learned. And in order to have that first W from the word, be part of that word or message, you got to have the real truth. Get over to tsnt.org. Get over there. Everybody can figure out a way to get themselves to support this mission. Y'all telling me this ain't like the fire of fire? This is not me in and of myself talking. I promise you. I'm a country boy, hog farm. I'd rather be hunting and fishing if you left it up to my flesh. I'd rather be playing some ball, doing all these other things. But I couldn't find no enjoyment out of any of that to satisfy my soul until I called on the name of Yahuwah, became obedient, and now I'm happy. I'm happy. And it surpasses any understanding because I go through crazy attacks. Satan hates me with the fervor and sends all kind of darts my way, and Yahuwah puts shields around me and deflects and sends people. He lets me get taught lessons from time to time. I ain't moving though. And I keep the new moon because it sets the new month. It sets my time. And because it sets my time, I'm always working my purpose. See, 7 days from now, it's going to be Shabbat. See, I'm on point. I'm going to finish up these 4 Shabbats, Yahuwah willing. And then I'm going to enter the next new moon, which will be the 12th month of the real year. And I know I'm about to wrap up that year. And I know when I finish that one, it's going to be the first new moon. And I know in 14 days from that, it's going to be the Pasah. And I'm going to work my appointments because I'm going to be working my purpose. I'm going to work my appointed times. Are y'all? Y'all coming? Because the 144 are going to do it just like me and my house are doing it right now. 144 are going to be on point. They're like, yep, on new moon, I ain't do no commerce. I ain't do no business. I ain't spend no money. I ain't make no money. I reflected on the last month, and I'm thankful. Yahuwah, I'm so thankful for what you did this last month. You took us through the 4 phases of the 7-week campaign. You would not let that not get accomplished, and that happened in the 10th month. What? In the 10th new moon of that month. That in the 10th new moon, Yahuwah, you helped us move through those 4 phases, and now you've started us out on this 11th new moon, and now we're going to progress through this month. I can't wait to hear and see all the blessings you're going to bring to us in this new moon, Yahuwah. Hallelujah. I'm done, y'all. Y'all know this message was on some other planet, it feels like. It feels like it was some other world, didn't it? That's what it felt like to me. I'm teaching it and listening to it at the same time. So everybody, tsnt.org is the assignment because we're going to get the real word. It's going to have no contradictions in it. Right? Somebody was asking me about Abarim when it says, and he sat down as the right hand of Yahuwah. And there's 2 or 3 or 4 people sending messages going, don't you mean he sat down at the right hand of Yahuwah? No, he sat down as the right hand of Yahuwah because Yahusha is Yahuwah. Y'all understand? You got to study that translation. That's why those power tools are going to be critical, because I'm going to make y'all get this. And you're going to another level. So get over there. Get over to tsnt.org. And by the way, if you want to get those 13 books that's never been translated in English. Can I say, oh, look at that. In a pure English language. This corrupt language, we purified it and took that word of Yahuwah. So if you go over to Truth Scriptures, put that in there, truthscriptures.info. Yeah, you go over there. That'll show you how to get plugged in. If you're a package holder, you get in free. Within 24 hours, they'll send you a message. Hopefully y'all learned a lot. Drop it in the chat. Did this help everybody? I was in some other space. I'm back now. Did this help everybody? Let me know, right? Did this hit you? Did it move you? Did it say, look, I'm taking New Moon serious from now on. I'm not playing with this no more the rest of my life. When it come New Moon, I'm not working. I'm going to go ahead and cook a feast, though. Cook a great meal. Have a party. Serious. If it helped y'all, I love y'all. Taking you to the next level. Hopefully I'll see y'all tomorrow. You know I'm working with trans. By the way, we're progressing through 1 John, 2 John, 3 John. Those should be done within the next 48 hours. So those 1st, 2nd, 3 John books, and Yahuwah said go there next. Y'all gonna see why. When I'm translating, I'm like, Yahuwah, you doing the thing. When I was translating, I'm like, man, I didn't know why you told me to go there. I thought I was gonna go on and progress over to Yaakov James or go back to Matik Yahu. He said, no. You go over to 1st, 2nd, 3rd. You'll understand. And I understand. Woo! I'll see y'all later, man. Y'all put your seatbelts on because this thing is getting hotter and hotter.